Hey guys, welcome to my review on fossil fuels. So for this lesson, you're going to be discussing carbon footprint, but before we even get to carbon footprint, we need to know what are fossil fuels? Because, we hear that term all the time, but do we really know what they are? So in today's lesson, we're going to be discussing what a fossil fuel is and how is it even formed. I hope you guys enjoy this and you have much more clarity on what a fossil fuel is after this. So we're going to start our little exploration with a question. Is the way humans use energy changing our planet's climate? So did you know that about 80% of the total energy used in the United States comes from coal, oil, and natural gas? And the number might have fluctuated a little bit, but it's still a lot, okay? We're so dependent on fossil fuels, it's incredible. And that's why there's such a push towards renewable energy, because fossil fuels needs to be a thing of the past. Coal, oil, and gas are three main examples of fossil fuels. And this is the energy that's used to heat and provide electricity to our homes and businesses and to run cars and factories. To my right, I also have a table where you see the global mean temperature and fossil fuel use. So in this graph, what we're seeing is that as the use of fossil fuels increased, so did the temperature. Now, many scientists in our community believe that there is a strong correlation between both, and we're going to explore fossil fuels to get a better understanding of how they can possibly contribute to our climate change. So how are fossil fuels formed on our planet? Well, fossil fuels are made from decomposing plants and animals over millions of years. So because it takes so long for them to form, they will be replenished during our lifetime. So because of this, we call or refer to it as a non-renewable resource, because it will not be replenished during our lifetime if we run out of it. All right, guys, so now I'm going to show you a video that goes over what fossil fuels are and how they're formed in a more visual manner so you can get a better idea of what they are. Enjoy.
The term used to describe a group of energy sources that were formed from ancient plants and organisms during the Carboniferous period approximately 360 to 286 million years ago, even before the age of dinosaurs. At that time, the land was covered with swamps filled with organisms and plants. As they died, they sank to the bottom of swamps and oceans and over millions of years started decomposing under layers of sand, clay, and other minerals. Different types of fossil fuels formed depending on the combination of organic matter, temperature, time, and pressure conditions while decomposing. There are three major types of fossil fuels: coal, oil, and natural gas. Coal was formed from ferns, plants, and trees, which hardened due to pressure and heat. Oil was formed from small organisms, like zooplankton and algae, where pressure caused the more complex organic matter to decompose. Natural gas was formed by the same process as oil, only it was exposed to more heat and pressure, causing it to further decompose and turn into a gaseous form. Fossil fuels are sought-after energy sources because they have a high energy density. They are the world's dominant energy source. Fossil fuels have a variety of applications from electricity production to transport fuels. They can also be used to make a variety of common products, from plastics to cosmetics to even some medicines. These resources have powered industrialization over history and continue to do so today. Fossil fuels can be an abundant and cheap, or in some cases, a scarce and expensive form of energy, depending on geographic location. For this reason, geopolitical issues arise due to scarcity caused by the natural geographic allocation of these highly valuable resources. Fossil fuels are considered non-renewable resources because they take millions of years to form, which means that once they are used, the resources will not be replenished in a human lifetime. The gradual depletion of the most accessible fossil fuel reserves have forced companies to develop technologies for extracting more challenging or unconventional reserves. In many cases, this means additional safety and environmental concerns as well as higher costs. Fossil fuels are also the largest emitters of carbon dioxide, a greenhouse gas which causes climate change. In addition, their production causes both environmental and human health issues. These concerns have triggered society to look at alternate sources of energy that are more environmentally sustainable and renewable. That's fossil fuels.
All right, guys, I hope you enjoyed that video that went through more clearly what fossil fuels are and how they're formed. So let's do a little checking for understanding now, okay? Fossil fuels are considered non-renewable because it takes a short time to replace, it takes a long time to replace, it stores high amounts of energy, or it is made up of decomposing plants and animals. Go ahead, select your answer, and when you're ready to review the response, press play. All right, guys, so let's go ahead and recap the main steps in forming fossil fuels. So again, fossil fuels get their name because this type of fuel is formed in a very similar way as fossils. Fossil fuels all come from plants and animals that lived millions of years ago. Step 1. Dead organisms / animals sink to the bottom of swamps and get broken down by decomposers. Step 2. Tiny pieces of rock called sediment start to layer on top. The fossil material gets buried under all the layers. Step 3. As more layers are added, the weight of the layers squeezes the layers together and they start to become hard. The process forms sedimentary rock. In sedimentary rock, the bottom layers are the oldest and the top layers are the younger layers as new sediments layer on top. And step 4. The heat and pressure change the fossil material into fossil fuels like coal, oil, and natural gas. So I hope you guys enjoyed a little recap of how fossil fuels are formed. Feel free to always refer to it as you engage with your material for this lesson. And hopefully this brought more clarity when we discuss greenhouse effect, how fossil fuels contribute to that, and our carbon footprint. Take care, and I hope to see you here for another review. Bye-bye.